In this chapter, I'm going to describe the use of the clipboard to move data back and forth between applications in Air. The clipboard is an architecture that allows copying and pasting between different applications. For example, if you're using the Microsoft Office suite and you want to move data between, say, Excel and Microsoft Word, you would copy content from Excel and then paste it into Word. In a manner very similar to these sorts of applications, Air applications allow you to place data in the clipboard programmatically using ActionScript code, and then retrieve the data using other ActionScript code, all using a standard ActionScript class called the clipboard. Users already have the ability to copy and paste simple text values between applications when they're working in your desktop application deployed on Air. For example, if your application has a data entry form, and you have some content in, say, a text or a Word file, the user can move data between the applications using standard user gestures, such as Control-C or Command-C on the Mac, and Control-V or Command-V on the Mac. The clipboard allows programmatic support of these features, though. The Air Clipboard class allows you to place data into the clipboard and get data out while your Air application is executing. It allows you to move data not just within an Air application, but also allows you to move data between Air applications, from an Air application to a non-Air application, and back in the other direction from a non-Air application to an Air application. There are limitations to this ability. First of all, you only have control over what happens inside the Air application. You naturally can't control directly what happens in a target or a source application that's not built in Air. But within those restrictions, the clipboard class allows you to move data quite easily from one application to another. The concept of a clipboard is wrapped around the idea of formats. When you place data into a clipboard, you indicate what format it's in. Formats are identified by names, which are expressed as strings. There are 5 built-in formats in the Air environment. They're listed here. When you place data in the clipboard, you can designate that it's simple text, that it's a bitmap representing a graphic, that it's a URL, a file list, which would be a list of file objects, or HTML formatted text. You also have the ability to create your own custom format names. For instance, if you wanted to move complex data from one application to another and handle both the copying of the data in the source application and the retrieval of the data in the destination application using ActionScript code, you would designate your own custom format name, because none of the standard formats would match the type of data that you are moving between applications. The system clipboard is represented in the world of Air by a static general clipboard property of the clipboard class. When you call any of the methods of the clipboard class, you call them as members of the general clipboard object. For example, the clipboard class's getData method, which receives a format name as its only argument, is called as a member of the general clipboard static property. For example, the getData method, which receives a format name as an argument and returns data associated with that format name, is always called as a member of the general clipboard static property of the clipboard class, and not of the clipboard class itself. There can only be one clipboard at any time, so the general clipboard property represents what we call a singleton, an object of which there can only be one at any given time. Here are the key members of the clipboard class that you'll use. First, the methods. SetData adds data to the clipboard. GetData retrieves data from the clipboard. ClearData removes all data from the clipboard and should be called prior to adding new data to the clipboard. And the hasFormat method allows you to determine whether data is currently stored in the clipboard associated with a particular format name. The general clipboard static property, which as I previously described, references the only instance of the clipboard object, and the formats property, an array, which represents all of the formats currently stored in the clipboard. So those are the pieces of the puzzle. In the following videos in this chapter, I'll show you some examples of how to move data between the clipboard of the operating system and the clipboard of an Air application and back again, and then how to move complex data between Air applications.